Wine and Crime contains graphic and explicit content which may not be suitable for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends chug wine or a stomach elixir, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesota accents.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Lucy.
And this week we have a very special fan pick from Nakoa, who wants to shout out, quote, their friend Devana, who is a badass and is planning on running a full marathon in October.
Devana, why?
Honey,
Congrats.
Are you okay? I mean, yay!
Yay!
Yay! You're a winner.
I hope you win that marathon.
Oh my God, how badass would it be if they won the marathon?
Just flying past the finish line.
Can you imagine winning a marathon?
It is not something I aspire to. I'll leave it at that.
No. What an accomplishment, though. My God, we're proud of you. And I hope that you're enjoying us in your ear holes while you train. And maybe we'll make a little companion for you on the marathon trail.
Don't give up.
Never give up. Never surrender. Run faster.
Yeah.
Go, 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 go,
go. Go, go.
Water, babe. Water.
Make sure you know what you're drinking when they hand you little cups, because I was expecting water when I ran my 5K. And it was blue Gatorade. And I spit it out. If you're expecting water and you're actually thirsty, blue Gatorade's not the one.
What does Corey say blue Gatorade is?
Blue is healing.
Blue is healing. Go through the colors.
Blue is healing. Orange is energy.
Oh.
And red, what's red? I think red is like nourishment or something.
This is Corey's color code for Gatorade and Powerade. And when we were in Greece, I would pick up Powerades for our like long days out for my blood sugar, and he'd be like, "What color did you get?" And I usually got blue or red. And he'd be like, "Oh, that blue, that's healing."
Healing.
And I'm like, "Does it say that on the label?" And he's like, "No, it's just the vibe from the color that I get." I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, buddy." But you know what?
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Blue is healing.
White's like blue moon. I'm feeling nuts.
Yeah, I always forget. I feel like I never see that one. It's rare.
It just reminds me of jizz. I don't like it.
It's rare. But anyway, this fan...
Yay, Devana. Thank you,
Devana,
Nakoa.
And thank you, Nakoa, for sponsoring this episode and selecting this fan pick. And their choice this week is Nasty Neighbors. Having neighbors can be challenging.
There are like several TV shows about neighbor
disputes. Feuds. Yeah. It's a problem, and I'm sure we'll get to it. I know we will in my case.
Yep.
So let's just get right into my wine recommendation. I am not drinking today because my stomach is a wreck, so I am enjoying a lemon water with turmeric and ginger to
my God,
soothe my stomach. It's really tasty.
You're healthy.
Well, I feel like if I were healthy, I wouldn't need to be drinking this, but it is delicious.
I went outside today for about 45 minutes.
You literally traded homegrown tomatoes for eggs today, Little House on the Prairie. So yeah, you done good.
Engaging with my neighbors.
Yes, you are. That's important. And so I'm not drinking personally, but I did find the perfect pairing, and that is my favorite neighbor, which is like a wine line, a winery, a California wine brand.
So odd.
Well, it did sound odd until I read a little bit more about their story. And you can get my favorite neighbor red, which is what I'm recommending today. It is a Cab Sauv, California Cab, and you can get it at Total Wine.
Okay.
It's a little on the spendier end. It's like a $35 to $40 bottle, depending, I think, on the vintage. But it sounds totally worth it. I absolutely will be picking this up for a next like nice dinner party or as a nice gift because I also want to try it.
I really like the label.
Yeah, it's
Their
really
branding.
beautiful. It's really beautiful. Very minimalist. This particular vintage is 2021. It's a Paso Robles Cab Sauv, and it is 14.8% ABV. So she'll knock your socks off a little bit.
Wow.
And it is a popper, so you will need a wine key to get her open. You can't just bring her out by the pool and expect to not have the right tools, okay? But like I said, my favorite neighbor sounded a little strange, but when I read more on their website about what they do, I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. It is actually really cool. So on their homepage, it says, today we pay tribute to neighbors everywhere, harvested from the neighboring vineyards that surround us in Paso Robles. Our wines display our thoughtful farming practices and the communities that make us us. Welcome to the neighborhood. We're glad you're here.
That's
so
adorable.
It is adorable. And while they are a wine maker, it sounds like they don't grow many, if any, of their own grapes. And so their way is connecting with, like, they have a wine making facility and I believe a tasting room, but it's not necessarily on their own vineyard land. So they source local grapes from their neighbors and then they will dedicate bottles to some of the neighbors that they got the grapes from, which I think is really cool.
Oh my God.
I know. So this Cabernet is, quote, an homage to Stephen Aseo of L'Aventure Winery. And it became an obsession. Sourced from exceptional vineyard sites around Paso Robles, San Luis Obispo, and south to Edna Valley, this wine is cultivated meticulously by the farmers who have become my favorite neighbors. With their dedication to the land, we are able to craft a world-class wine without any shortcuts or compromises. Welcome to our neighborhood. So yeah, it's a Cabernet sourced from these other vineyards, but I think specifically this one winery that's like he's paying homage to or one vineyard for getting the grapes from, which I think is super cool.
That's very cute.
So a little more about this particular bottle. The 2021 My Favorite Neighbor Cabernet Sauvignon fills the glass with a seamless culmination of black cherry, cassis, and warm spice. On the palate, you are rewarded with a full body displaying blackberry and plum. Yum.
I love a full body display.
Me too. With underlying notes of tobacco, an additional layer of red fruit and a pop of acid combined with well-integrated tannins and a beautifully crafted structure leave nothing to be desired. This is a serious wine that can be enjoyed and respected by all. So yeah, this is definitely going to be like your higher level Cabernet. If you really want to impress somebody, My Favorite Neighbor. Imagine this as a welcome gift to a new neighbor.
Cute. If you're a realtor.
Are you stinking kidding me? Mm-hmm. Come on.
That'd be such a cute, like, you know, they always give
in
a
the
bottle
welcome
of wine or whatever.
basket. Yeah. Oh,
HOAs.
I just love. Yep. It's very highly rated. So if anybody listening has had this, slide into my DMs. I want to know what you thought. Because I saw it. They have it at the Total Wine in Total Wine Bloomington. So I can go check on Matt, see how he's doing.
Price point, not crazy at all.
It's really like for a high-end bottle, yeah, spending almost $40 on a bottle of wine, that's a privileged thing to be able to do. But this is a very nice high-end bottle that's not going to like totally break the bank. I've definitely seen some bottles that are just as highly rated that are upwards of $100, and you can bring something literally to the table that's going to cost you a lot less, but is going to still have all of those beautiful, delicate, you know, high-level notes.
Yes.
Than just bringing barefoot to the barbecue, you know?
Yes.
So switch it up. Have a little fun with it.
When we bought our house, our realtor gave us a bottle of Captain Morgan. I think it was like a big plastic jug of it.
That's cute. We got wine, and then we got a ton of spices. My realtor is run by an Indian woman, and so she puts all of these amazing cooking spices in your welcome bag. I
love that.
I went through them. They were good.
Yeah, bag of Hershey's Kisses and a jug
bottle of Cap.
whiskey. I don't know what. I guess we didn't get to know him that well.
I don't know. I feel like he kind of nailed it. That sounds like the right gift. Welcome
Captain Morgan?
home.
That's only for Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I've definitely seen Corey order many spicy Cokes in our time together.
I guess.
So
yeah.
maybe it wasn't curated
wasn't
for
about
you.
me.
Yeah, it was curated for someone, though. Watch, there was like an email form or something that he was supposed to fill out, and he did, but he only did it for himself. Oh, I really want Hershey Kisses and Captain Morgan. Done.
His cytomania kicks in.
Oh,
It's just like random pairings now.
delicious. All right, well, that's my pairing. I'm going to keep sipping on my tummy juice, my bug juice.
Okay.
And let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, unless, of course, you are an Uncorked member, which means you're getting these babies ad-free. So come join us. Come join us on Uncorked. Please, please, please come join us on Uncorked.
Please.
Please. I hate to say it, y'all, but summer is winding down. It's going to be back to school season. Before you know it, it's going to start getting chillier. The days are going to start getting shorter. And, you know, we refreshed the wardrobe for summer. Now we got to worry about fall. And we're all about refreshing the wardrobe with staple pieces for the season that you don't have to repeat year after year after year to like buy again, okay? And Quince nails it with the luxe essentials that feel effortless and look polished. It's perfect for layering and mixing, which is the name of the game for fall. And their styles are so versatile. Like we said, you just keep reaching for them again and again. You mix and you match. You don't have to be so stressed looking at your closet every day.
Yes, they have everything from like chic cashmere and cotton sweaters starting at just $40. Washable silk tops that are also extremely affordable. And classic denim pants. These are timeless styles you're going to keep coming back to. And the best part, everything with Quince is half the cost of similar brands. So they do this by working directly with top artisans and cutting out the middlemen. So Quince can give you the luxury without the markup. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I recently got to know Quince's bedding section.
Ugh, your new bedding is so cute.
It's so cute, and it was so much less expensive than some other sets that I had been eyeing on other websites. I was just like, are we sure about this? Like,
right.
is this for real? Am I hallucinating? No, you're not. Quince just has the best prices with the highest quality that you could even ask for.
I know. I'm actually like kind of excited for it to get cool enough for me to whip out my knit fisherman sweater that I have from Quince, like my favorite fall and winter item. Yeah, it's gorgeous.
So cute.
So elevate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/wine for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/wine to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/wine.
One of the worst things about hot, humid weather is wearing a bra in hot, humid weather.
The worst.
It is not the time for bulky, uncomfortable bras. Like, if ever there was a time, it's definitely not right now in this humidity. This summer, we're reaching for Honeylove's cutting-edge bra collection to stay cool, comfortable, and supported all season long. These bras just hug your puppies. They're supportive in the right places. They lift and they separate. I love their wide back band. It makes it unbelievably comfortable.
Yeah.
So if you're still dealing with underwire pokes or bras that feel like a toolkit around your chest,
What are you doing?
it is time for a serious upgrade. Honeylove makes the best wireless bras that feel like second skin. They're lightweight, they're breathable, they're perfect for hot summer days, and they're cute. So whether you're rocking a t-shirt, tank top, a little sundress, their bras give you the right amount of lift without the squeeze thanks to years of research, development, and testing. It is the ultimate bra experience.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm all about the comfort. We should all be putting comfort first when it comes to our undergarments. And Honeylove's signature support comes from smart design, not from the stiff wires, not from the bulky padding. It's like the shape and the hold that you want, but any of that extra garbage that you just don't want in there poking you, prodding you. Once you try it, you're gonna forget you're even wearing one. I have said many times, I have fully fallen asleep in my Honeylove bras. It happens regularly. So go ahead, ditch the discomfort, say goodbye to wires, and treat yourself to the support that you deserve with Honeylove. And for a limited time, you can get Honeylove on sale. Treat yourself to 20% off your entire order by heading to honeylove.com/wine. You can support the show that way and also check them out because you deserve this glow up. We cannot speak highly enough about these bras. I've truly changed all of my bras to Honeylove bras. I won't go back. So treat yourself to the most comfortable and innovative bras on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/wine. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off, honeylove.com/wine. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent ya. Experience the new standard in bras with Honeylove. So as you know, my husband is a huge coffee guy, but honestly, not only does he make his coffee like jet fuel, so I have a hard time drinking it anyway, but I even have a hard time getting coffee other places now. It just doesn't really do for me what I want it to do. I feel like I always get a crash. I feel like I get some stomach upset. It's just not really my vibe anymore. And that is why Mudwater has been such an amazing addition to my morning routine. I'm a big fan. Their OG blend is a mix of cacao, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms. So it's going to help you feel focused and help you, wake up, but it's not going to give you that crash a couple hours later that coffee just always seems to give me. And honestly, my favorite thing about it is that, yeah, you can have it hot when it's warm out, but you can really easily just make yourself this iced beverage. You just mix it with cold water, or I like to do it with cold almond milk, shake it up, pour it over ice, and you've got yourself a gorgeous, refreshing, feel-good boost that tastes like you got it from the coffee shop down the street, that helps you stay balanced and feel focused without giving me at least all of the jittery kind of yucky effects that coffee can give me these days.
Yeah, definitely tastes like a professional barista mixes this up for you.
Big fan.
Every single ingredient in Mudwater's products are 100% USDA certified organic. They're non-GMO, they're gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. There's also 0 sugar and no sweeteners added, so you can feel really good about what you're putting in your body. Mm-hmm. They also have a matcha starter kit, which is a must-try for people like Amanda who love their matcha.
I'm obsessed with the matcha kit. It's so good.
I love their turmeric starter kit. Very good for cozy season. Mm-hmm. So if you are ready to make the switch to cleaner energy, head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code GALS. That's right, up to 43% off with code GALS at mudwtr.com. After your purchase, they'll ask how you found them. Please show your support and let them know we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with Mudwater, because life is too short for anything less than clean, delicious energy.
Okay, welcome back. Lucy, what do you got for us this week for Nasty Neighbors?
Besides blurry fucking glasses, lenses.
Yeah, we just spent the break trying to clean Lucy's glasses, and it didn't go great.
The towel itself is greasy somehow. It made it worse.
Well.
Anyway, it's fine. Okay.
I don't know how to help you from here. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I've had 2 people in the last week be like, you need to clean your glasses. Just while we were talking.
Was one of them Ben?
Yes.
Yeah, of course it fucking was. I can hear him saying it. What a douche.
Hi, Ben. And now Shad keeps disposable wipes in my purse. Quote unquote, for him. We know it's not for you, Shad. They're for me.
Disposable glasses wipes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
lens
targeted.
Cleaners.
That's targeted. That's a targeted attack.
Where do you even get those? You have to seek those out.
Yeah, you can get them I think I've seen them at Walgreens and stuff.
Yeah, but they're not just floating around. They're not like Kleenexes, you know? They're
sure.
kind of a specialty item.
A bit, yeah.
Okay, so I found some stats about neighbor feuds.
Okay.
And then just I don't know, I was trying to find some psychology. There's no psychology. The reason why neighbors fight is because there's ample opportunity to do so. Mm-hmm. Your shit is bumping right up against each other. Mm-hmm. property lines are not always obvious. If you don't, you need like the locator and the pins and the blah, blah, blah.
And obviously some people are just not that chill. And people who are not that chill also, unfortunately,
Are allowed to live wherever they want.
are allowed to live in homes and apartments. But especially, I feel like people who are not chill, who own like a little bit of land, get so up in arms about
They're really not chill about it.
where the root of what tree is and who's like fence disputes.
Oh my God. Fences make good neighbors.
Honestly,
Robert Frost said that.
everybody should have privacy fencing. I have
We
a really
only-
good relationship with my neighbors, but I have privacy fencing, at least in the back,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and I have like my front yard fire pit and my backyard fire pit. So if I'm at the front yard fire pit, that means anyone in the neighborhood is welcome to just come over with their beers and sit down and enjoy. If we're in the backyard fire pit, that's a private affair. You're going to have to text
mommy,
before
daddy
you come in the
time.
yard.
Yeah. It's your, you don't go into someone's backyard.
Not without
What are
being
you,
invited.
a loose dog?
Hey, people do it.
I'm sure I've talked about my neighbor, the crazy
Yup.
one.
Yeah, we really should have had Josh on for this episode.
We should have. We should
Josh
have.
Hallmark and his neighbor, Northwestern Massachusetts neighbor stories are special times.
I think my mean neighbor is dead.
Hell yeah.
I think she died like a month ago. I know.
Oops.
I haven't seen her walking her big dog around, and I haven't seen her rude ass son.
Well, if she's not dead, let's hope she's just really ill and can't come out to harass you anytime soon.
I'm not going to say I don't hope she's dead. She's mean.
Mean. And she's been harassing you since you moved in. Like, this has been a long time. You've lived in that house
This
for what,
is-
14, 12 years now? You got
I don't
that
know.
house
I don't know
before
how
you
to
got
do
married.
math. Yeah.
I think you've been in that house at least 12 years. Maybe 11.
It's been a while.
long time.
We'll call it a decade. But when we first moved in, we had a chain link fence around the back. Not good enough.
Never good enough.
We had to save up for a privacy fence because the first thing she said when we moved in was, "Did you buy it or are you renting it?" And I said, "We're buying it." And she goes, "Good. You need to replace the siding and do this and fix this and fix this." And we were like, "Okay, it's nice to meet you." Didn't get her name the first meeting.
Oh, you know her name now.
Yes, and I won't say it.
No, of course not.
But
But you can tell me later.
the derecho happened.
Yeah.
Our huge tree in the backyard fell. Had to get that whole thing taken care of. Very sad. A tiny little branch of that tree fell into her yard. And she was bitching about it. I had people over there to like give me quotes to say how much it would take to take the tree away on the one that almost hit my house. That's in my backyard.
even if it's not your tree, if it falls on your property, you're responsible for the parts that are on your property. It's fucking stupid. I mean, but I also get it, but it's also stupid. Everyone loses.
It was on my property. The tree was on my property.
And it was your tree that was growing out of your property?
Yes.
Got it.
So I had to pay for it to get removed regardless. I mean, that wasn't the issue. I was speaking to these guys and she comes out and she starts yelling. She's like, "There's branches in my yard." I was like, "Lady, there was an inland hurricane.
Yep.
There's going to be shit in your yard. You can clean it up. Fucking prove that it's from my tree."
Right.
So that's
The
when I lost my
DNA
mind to her.
tests on Maury are getting weird.
Corey would talk to her, but like we didn't like to be in the backyard because she'd come over and start yelling at us about something.
Yeah, and you have a beautiful backyard. It was such an unfortunate.
I didn't want to be outside.
No, I didn't. I don't blame you. Thank God you got a front porch.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so that was mine. So that is kind of the only psychology I have for us. But
Love
I did find a stat that says over a third of Americans have had confrontations with their neighbor at some point in their lives.
We
which
have.
Seems low.
I mean, my husband had a gun pointed on him in our neighborhood. That was a wild situation. I'm not going to really go into detail on it because there is information about it on the internet, and it would show kind of everybody exactly where I live.
That was more like random violence than like neighbor dispute, even though he happened to be a neighbor.
No, it was a neighbor dispute. He was in an active dispute with a neighbor. Bill, it was random that Bill like stumbled upon it, but it was a neighbor issue. They didn't have necessarily like a long-standing history, but it was an argument an
I
attack
thought it was
on
more random than that.
one neighbor by another neighbor. And it was a mental health crisis. And it was not great. But for
Very
the most
scary.
part, as you know, I mean, my neighbors are the best. Like, my neighborhood is so fucking awesome. And we're actually like friends with each other. And we have 2 text chains, one for fun and one for like information. And we share resources and tools, food, childcare, house sitting. Like, it's really great.
That's great.
We have a really good pod on our block.
Nice. A nice neighbor makes all the difference.
It really
As
does.
does a bad neighbor.
Indeed.
According to a study by Homes.com, noise ranks as the leading cause of neighborly arguments. A whopping 18% of respondents reported having a fight about noise with their neighbor at least once. Parking issues comes in at number 2 at 11% of respondents, particularly in the winter when there's like snow at play. Or if you can only park on one side of the street because of the plows.
Oh, yeah. Snow emergency.
Do you want to guess what the number 3 cause for complaints would be?
Yes, I do. Okay, so noise is first. Parking is second. I would say decor or like things in the yard, flags, things like that.
That didn't even come in.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised about that. Well,
Yeah,
so wait, fences, structures?
No, not structures.
Okay.
Kids,
Oh.
particularly when the kids are making noise that is consistently too loud, too early, or too late in the day, and also when kids are consistently unsupervised
I guess
or
I just wouldn't
undersupervised.
have really thought of that because I would have put that under noise. Kids are fucking loud.
Yeah, but sometimes kids run around on your property. I mean, they're
I
just
suppose.
kind of running around doing whatever they want.
Oh, yeah, we were when we were kids. We were feral in our West Hartford neighborhood.
I know, and you guys would have annoyed the fuck out of me if you lived in my neighborhood.
Sure, we would have.
Do you want to guess number 4? It's more fun.
More fun.
It's a fun answer.
Halloween or Christmas lights / inflatables.
No, I guess I should have clarified. It's more fun for me. Pet defecation.
Oh, okay. Stop shitting in my lawn.
Quit shitting in my lawn.
Yeah, fair.
Especially in the spring when the snow melts. And also, okay, last but not least, number 5. Well, last and least, number 5, which is damage to property. And a lot of this is like even when the neighbor doesn't realize it.
Okay.
Like, hey, you ran over my rose bush. Like, we didn't even notice.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that I backed over your rose bush. Sorry about that. Got
Something.
it.
And then like resentment builds and then people just kind of like explode. You know, you could kind of keep up like a mental tally in your head of all of the slights that your neighbor had done to you, even if the neighbor doesn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I mean, we don't know how to be in community with each other a lot of the time. We're so individualistic.
Well,
so
also
we
just like, I'm
gotta
not
know how to
confront my
communicate.
neighbor about, you know, something. I don't know. Okay. That line of research was very boring. So I decided to I was going to do some shallow dives of like actual neighbor disputes. But the first one I landed on was so kind of insane that I'm just going to go with that. And then we'll round it out with some stories from Reddit.
Perfect.
So as we can imagine, it would be very weird to have like a celebrity as a neighbor, especially one that's
Exciting.
known for being outrageous and loud and imposing physically and violent for a living.
Hulk Hogan? No way.
In the spring of 2005 in Bel Air, Florida,
Oh.
Hulk Hogan's neighbors decided that they were fed up with his potentially dozens of farm animals
Get
that were
it
living
good.
on his property.
Get out of here. That guy sucked.
The guy sucked.
Big time.
I mean,
And
we
no,
know.
I don't care that he's dead. And
Oh,
I'm
no.
not gonna care.
Nope.
Respect the dead. No, I'm
No,
good. No.
no, no.
I don't respect a living racist and I don't respect a dead one either. I called John Adams a cuck bitch.
Yeah,
And I meant it.
he was. So here's a bit of background on the Hulk Hogan Bel Air property. So Bel Air is in the Tampa Bay area. It's a very exclusive neighborhood area, and the homes are very expensive.
Oh, yeah. It's Bel Air, Florida. How embarrassing, by the way.
I
Bel Air,
know.
Florida. Y'all get it together.
It's spelled dumb, too. It's Belleair, but one word.
No, absolutely not. Rich people need to be stopped.
Someone needs to intervene.
It's beyond time.
And the neighborhood was established in 1925.
So you have
pretty
no
modernly, there's no excuse.
Mm-hmm.
According to the Tampa Bay Times, the Hogans purchased the property in 1992 for a cool $2 million and then built their house there in 1996.
Okay, so that was just the land. $2 million just for the land. They hadn't even built a house on it yet.
Yes.
Damn.
But this area, it's right on the water. It's right on the intracoastal waterway of Tampa Bay.
That's Gulf side, right? Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Gulf of Mexico side.
Mexico.
Bitch.
So the property is 1.5 acres, but another article said 2.3 acres. It's possible they acquired more at some point, but it's somewhere around there. It has gorgeous 400-year-old oak trees. The house itself is 17,000 square feet
Good Lord.
and includes only 5 bedrooms, 8
Interesting.
full baths, and 3 half baths. You have so many bathrooms compared to how many bedrooms you have.
They probably sacrifice a lot of space to accommodate their at-home wrestling ring or
Well, they have-
gymnasiums or whatever the fuck they have. You know they have other shit.
I'm going to tell you right now, they also had a gym, a rec room, a tanning room, a wet bar, a hot tub, a guest house, a swimming pool with waterfalls, plural, and a private marina consisting of 2 docks on the intracoastal waterway.
Good Lord.
The property served as the backdrop for the reality series Hogan Knows Best.
Mm-hmm.
Alas, he got fucked when it came time to sell it. He initially listed the home in 2007 for $25 million.
And how did he do?
5 years later, after reducing and reducing and reducing the listing price, he finally sold it for $6.2 million.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Sucker.
So
Well,
like
fuck
2012. Like 2012, he sold it for 6.2. He started
Great.
at 25.
Perfect. No notes. I love how that went for him.
There's a picture of the house that I have on the drive, which will be on our website. And it definitely looks like it was built in 1996.
Oh, yeah.
It has
Yeah.
that gross, I think of a gingerbread house.
Beige gingerbread style.
It's like the lighter stucco and then the dark brown wood beams over the facade of the house. I think it's so hideous.
Specifically, white people were
Yes.
cursed we've always been cursed, but cursed in the 90s with an obsession with this kind of French country chic, but modernized.
Yeah.
And we were in its clutches big time. Any millennial kid can remember the roosters and Mackenzie Childs and the light woodwork,
Hammered copper pot.
all this, and it was and grapes on everything, and it was just fake fruit in bowls.
That's what this house is.
That's this whole. I guarantee you, it's the whole house. It's the whole house. I just described my house.
Baskets.
Growing up, so many baskets.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It was a very white, sort of they had very high ceilings, lots of dark leather furniture.
And I feel like millennial grayish is a direct response.
Oh, backlash.
Yeah.
We're swinging hard the other way.
Hard. And so I have just
Monochromatic.
moved myself, I mean, you have too, away from either of those trends. We've
Trying.
just done our own thing.
We both have the same color office, I just noticed.
We don't. Yours is more green, and mine in the actual, when you're actually in the room with it, is blue. It's not green, but it shows up really green on my computer.
Wow.
Yeah, but it does look really similar on the computer, but they're very, very different colors IRL.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, for Hulk Hogan, rewinding back to 1999. The year was 1999. Hulk, his wife Linda, and his 11-year-old daughter Brooke. I just skipped over their son. They've got a son. I don't remember his name. Whatever. They just love animals. They're just animal lovers. Hulk applies for a rooster permit. So his daughter Brooke can have a pet, raise a rooster, be a little farmer. The rooster, okay, so I think they first got what they thought was a chicken, a hen, a female. So Brooke named it Lily. And it turns out it was a rooster.
Sorry, girl.
I just like the rooster named Lily.
I love it. It's very regal.
It's like the most classically feminine name.
So
It's like
cute.
Sophie. So for the neighbors, yes, of course, a rooster is annoying, but they did have a permit for it, so it's
Not much
what
you
it's.
can do.
Yeah. A few years go by. Now it's March of 2005, and WrestleZone publishes an article breaking the drama to the world.
WrestleZone.
Hulk's neighbors complain that Hulk keeps, quote, dogs, rabbits, ferrets, chickens, and roosters that cause, quote, loud and frequent noise and an unsanitary stench.
Yeah, that's probably a bit much.
Last May, so this would have been in 2004, the town's chief of police, responding to complaints, went to the property and observed, quote, 5 chickens, 1 rooster, Lily, 6 dogs, 1 cat, bird cages, and a ferret. The chief claims he tried to get Hulk's family to clean up their animal act, but when he returned in August, he heard a rooster crowing and saw 3 dogs.
Well, that's half the dogs.
In September, the chief came back and spotted 7 barking dogs and a white chicken crowing.
Wait, now we have more dogs.
Every single time they come back, there's
It's a different amount
dramatically
of dogs.
different number of animals. Not even number of animals, like specific animals.
Well, and it's just the animals he's listing that he saw. If he didn't go inside of the home, then there's probably, like, with the dog, the discrepancy in the dogs, they clearly have at least 7 dogs. They just weren't always all outside at the same time.
So fucking dumb.
Where the fuck are the chickens going if, like, hopefully there's a coop in the back and there just aren't chickens inside this house? Or no wonder you're not going to get $25 million for that house, you dumb fuck.
I don't know. There's so much more.
Chaos.
In November, the head of the Homeowners Association complained to town officials that the Hulk household was such a nuisance. Neighbors had to move their bedroom to the opposite side of their house, like to get away from the noise from the animals.
Oh my God.
As if Hulk's neighbors aren't steamed enough, now he's shooting a reality TV show on the property. 'Cause remember, this is from 2005. Just last week, cameras followed Hulk's family to a town meeting about their pets. So this was, I think, the first episode.
Oh my God.
Of Hogan Knows Best.
I never watched that show, thank God.
I don't think I did either. Hulk was given until next week to comply with local laws, but his wife, Linda Bolia, reportedly used a, quote, choice expletive to describe town officials.
I wonder what the choice was.
Well, we can find out on apparently the pilot episode of Hogan Knows Best.
I'm sure it's bleeped.
You can tell.
True.
So the Tampa Bay Times had some more detailed information. I couldn't leave anything out because every last detail is just so dumb.
Okay.
Apparently, a February 2005 inspection, quote, revealed 4 dogs, a bird, and Lily. Bel Air's code enforcement board said Hogan would have to pay $100 a day unless he parted with one of the animals.
Okay.
So this was like the first official incident, I believe. But he took the board to court, and in July 2005, a circuit court ruled that Hogan complied with town codes that limit domestic animals to 5 per household. So the court agreed with the Hulkster, who said the rooster didn't count in the tally because his family had a special permit for him.
But what about the 7 dogs?
So
Is he hiding animals?
This specific inspection, February 2005, there were 4 dogs, a bird, so
Okay.
that's 5 animals, and Lily,
Okay. And
who
Lily
apparently
didn't count.
had her own
Her own
permit,
thing.
so didn't
His
count
own
towards the
thing.
5. His own, sorry. I'm sorry I misgendered Lily.
Poor Lily.
Or Lily. So the court was like, yeah, that's fair. You have a special thing for the rooster, so that's fine. You don't have to pay the fine. But as the Times reports, Al Rayford, who is a gardener for Hogan's next-door neighbor, said things haven't changed much since the town told Hogan to cut back on his creatures. He said, quote, "The rooster is still crowing and the dogs are still barking and they still have more than 5 animals." Rayford says he's seen at least 6 dogs, 2 cats, and a rooster on the wrestler's property. Various town staff members inspected the property and found as many as 14 animals, although different inspectors saw different creatures.
Oh my God, why can we not lock down how many animals are in Hulk Hogan's house?
I know.
What the
and
fuck
they're
is going
filming
on?
a reality show. It should be
There's cameras
really
everywhere.
apparent.
This is too much.
Why can't we lock down? Get it together. Someone
I have
write
no
this
faith.
down.
I have no faith in any agency anymore. This was it. That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, I used to be like, oh, small government, that will make things simpler. Apparently not. Aren't they all Republicans around there anyway?
Probably.
Town leaders gave Hogan until February 7th of the following year, so 2006, to get that number down to 5. Don't know why we were lenient by like a year, but that's okay.
Takes a while to rehome a ferret. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
true.
Because nobody... Well, that's not true. I'm ready for the comments. Ferret people. Fine. You can have your ferrets.
You can have your ferrets because there are a lot of ferrets in the world that need a good home and they're not fucking staying here.
No.
So while the court agreed that Hogan complied with the town's request to limit the number of his animals, it did say the town legitimately had concluded that the Hogans had originally violated the law. So the town code reads, quote,
Oh, God.
"No person shall keep or maintain upon any residential property within the town more than a total of or any combination of 5 domestic animals at any one time." Does that sound straightforward to you?
I mean, yes, but with the exception of the permitted, like, exotic or whatever farm animals. Are those not included as domestic animals, or are they still domestic animals that you just require a permit for?
I think you require a permit for chickens and roosters because they're so fucking loud. I don't think you'd need a permit for... I don't know. It's Florida also. Who knows
True.
what they're doing down there?
True.
Okay. So the court is basically saying, all right, since we busted you in February and you had 4 dogs, 1 bird, and 1 rooster, at that time you were complying. But we have records that you had way more than that in the past.
Yep.
So you weren't breaking the law that time. So we're going to let that one go with that fine. You don't need to pay it.
We're still finding you for the other ones.
No, they're not finding him at all. They're just like, but they weren't wrong because they knew that you used to have a whole bunch of animals.
Okay.
So that's what the court said. So really, Hulk Hogan sort of like, he won that specific dispute.
Right.
But Hogan and one of his attorneys, Paul Maney, argued that the code implied that each person in the household can have 5 animals.
No, that's not what it says at all.
It says no person shall keep or maintain upon the property more than 5. It could technically be read that way, but the argument is fucking dumb because we know the intent.
Yeah, they're just doing it to try and get through on a loophole. That really, we know reading it that implies no person living on the property.
This is just how douchey Hulk Hogan was and apparently
Seriously.
his fucking attorney.
Ugh.
So they argue since it was him, Linda, and 2 teenage kids, they were allowed to have 20 animals plus a rooster.
No. No, they aren't.
They said they were well within town guidelines from the very beginning. Neighbors cried foul shortly after Lily came on the scene. When the cute fuzzy chicken started crowing a few years ago, that's when they decided, that's when they figured out that she was a he.
Oh my God.
The town also received complaints about barking dogs and foul odors emanating from the family's yard. In November,
Ferrets
neighborhood
are notoriously stanky.
I'm sure it was the chickens.
Yeah, of course it was, because it's not one ferret from that giant property isn't going to stink that bad, but I just think it's funny to blame the ferret.
You've gone from dolphins to ferrets now.
Listen,
they're on your shit list.
I will always hate dolphins more than ferrets, but at least I don't have to walk into anyone's house and smell a dolphin. So I'll give them that.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
You got a point.
I have zero risk of that happening.
Okay, in November, neighborhood advocate Edwin Doc Friesen wrote a letter to officials begging them to provide some relief for Hogan's neighbors.
Oh my God.
He wrote, I was down at our marina today. The dog noises were deafening, and the roosters were in full cry.
Oh God.
Less than 4 years ago, the St. Petersburg Times reported that as many as 40 animals called the Hulk's suburbia home.
No.
Oh my God.
It's too much.
It's 40.
That's
40.
No, that's beyond.
But they're animal lovers.
I don't care.
Last December, Hogan's wife, Linda, said they cut their menagerie in half. And by February, their Bel Air home had just 6 animals, including Lily. So that's when they were like, well, we could have had 20.
Oh my God.
They also owned 2 Chihuahuas, Foxy and Star, and a Maltese named Cookie. But the couple said those animals didn't count either because...
Are they therapy animals or...
No, because they are
animals?
Registered with the Screen Actors Guild.
Shut
And
up.
they said that they actually reside at the family's Clearwater Beach house and they only visit the Bel Air home when they're filming their new reality TV show.
Oh my God.
So Rayford, which is the neighbor's gardener, said he thinks he might be featured in the reality series because Hogan, his wife, and their 2 teenage kids and a camera crew showed up at his boss's front door several months ago.
Oh no.
There was a, quote, verbal smackdown.
Shut up.
And he ended up telling the family that they needed to follow the law. After a story about the neighborhood feud ran 5 months ago, Rayford said his employer, Mary Rinker, who is the neighbor, also was harassed by the media. He said, quote, she's a nice lady and she really doesn't need all this crap this family's given her. But Hogan said the town's restrictions on animals are ridiculous. He said, quote, they'll probably tell you how many kids you can have too.
Oh my God. What's next? If you can marry your dog? Fuck you, Hulk Hogan.
So that is a little bit about the late, horrible Hulk Hogan.
I wonder who bought that, who like lives there now.
Well, I can tell you who bought it in 2012.
Yes, please.
Or 2017. Was a CEO for some like local tech something or other.
The neighbors must have been so happy. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't really give a fuck about any of the people that live in this extraordinarily rich neighborhood, but that would be a nightmare. Constantly barking dogs and crowing roosters and chickens and shit all hours of the day. Stank. Mm-hmm. Chickens so gnarly because they're probably not keeping their enclosures clean properly. Like if you have all of that land, it shouldn't be smelly. You know, like from your chickens. They don't have cows. They don't have horses. It's not like a full farm. Should be.
Who knows what they have?
If you're taking good care of your enclosures and stuff, like I've stayed in Airbnbs even that had chicken coops and stuff on the property. And if they're well cared for and they're cleaned regularly, we would sit outside all the time and you're not smelling it in the open air.
In the hot Florida sun.
Oh, God. Fucking yuck. No.
Yeah. Okay, so lastly, I have a few Reddit stories for us. I was looking at Reddit and I happened upon the Neighbors from Hell subreddit.
Hell yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Baby Reddit.
Did I use the word subreddit correctly?
You sure did.
What is the R, lowercase r/?
R is just to say that you're on Reddit, and then
so
the slash is the subreddit. Yep.
Okay, I did it.
You did it.
The Neighbors from Hell subreddit. The first one is from user GKDFP.
Okay.
Titled, She Called the Cops on Me Because She Got My Mail.
Oh!
We moved into our house a couple years ago and we love our neighborhood. We've made some really good friends here, and it's a nice place to live. Our neighbor across the street, Wendy, hates us.
Ooh, Wendy's a hater.
I don't know when it started. When we moved in, my husband backed up the moving truck a little too close to her mailbox, I guess.
Ooh.
She sent a message to the previous residents that the new guy living across the street is, quote, an idiot, which we know because the previous resident sent that to a different neighbor whom we befriended. So it just kind of came back to them that she called him an idiot.
Yep.
She made a post on our HOA app with tons of screenshots from her door cam of people walking their dogs saying it's illegal for dogs to walk on her lawn.
Oh my God. You could not pay me to live somewhere with an HOA. Couldn't do it.
The HOA president commented for her to knock it off. About a year or two ago, my credit card expired and they sent me a new one. Apparently, I put her address instead of mine. There's one number different, so it's 1213 instead of 1212.
Okay.
So
accidental finger bump.
Whatever. When the card expired, they sent the new one to her address because that's what they had on file. Instead of seeing my name on the card and bringing it to me, she called 911.
What?
And told them that I was trying to steal her identity.
Oh my God. This could also be on the Boomers Being Fools subreddit.
Oh my God, I know. The cop knocks on my door and says he told her that's not how it works, but she's, quote, a bored old woman with nothing better to do, and she won't give my card back.
Oh, cool.
I send him back over there to get it, and instead she shreds it in front of him.
Oh, this bitch.
There are a lot more stories about her. She's delusional and paranoid and has made problems for everyone on our street, but mostly we all ignore her. Yes, messing with my mail was illegal. No, I'm not going to report the crazy old lady. She's miserable enough and I'm not out for revenge.
That's fair. And also, it would be a lot of work on your part to get charges pressed and all that shit.
Just order a new card, update your address.
Never speak to her
Kind of how
again.
I ended up feeling about my back neighbor.
Yeah. And then she died, maybe.
I think
Wait her out.
We have some friends. We have some friends who live on the other side of the street from her, and they said that they haven't seen her. They hadn't seen her in like a couple weeks, and then there was a mattress outside for garbage collection.
Oh, that's very telling.
I know.
Oh, God.
Okay, this next one is from Norlana, and the title is, Was Told to Move Because I Didn't Introduce Myself.
Well, that's on you.
Introducing myself. Depends on the weather. I bought a house and never went around to officially introduce myself. I eventually started meeting some neighbors from being outside while doing yard work. I feel like that's just the organic way.
That's the normal way to do it.
That's called neighbor. That's how
I did
neighbors
run
work.
Screaming at my new neighbors when they moved in across the street because I was so excited that they were like cool young people. But that's
But
just
you hadn't
me.
spoken to them yet?
No, I had never
You were
met
just picking
them.
up on the vibes?
I was picking up on the vibes, and there had been concern because the people who did live in that house were awesome, and we had a nice thing going, and we hadn't met the new neighbors yet, and we'd all been gossiping about, like, what do you think they'll be like? Do you think they'll be as cool as so-and-so and so-and-so that used to live there? And then we finally met them, or other people finally met them and talked about how cool they were, and then I came home from the grocery store one day wearing my, like, fake fur pink coat and like burst out of my car and was like, oh my God, you're the new neighbors. And almost terrified them. But we're very good friends now.
Oh, good. Okay.
We laugh about it now.
Speaking of community and also wearing something embarrassing,
What did you do?
earlier today,
What did you do?
I was outside, well, you know, getting all my fucking bug bites in the poison garden.
Oh God, yeah.
And the UPS guy who I'm like friends with, who I met on the airplane that one time randomly, Zach,
Oh my God.
he was delivering a package to the neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And I like waved and he's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, oh, this weather's great because it was like 73 and cloudy today. It's
Just
so
gorgeous.
nice. And I was like, oh, it feels so good. And he's like, yeah, it feels like you got the air conditioner on. I was like, I've got my windows open. And he goes, what does your shirt say?
Oh no. What did it say? What did it say?
It was my new Tushy shirt. It says,
me
ask me about my butthole.
I love those shirts.
It's pink
Oh yeah, mine too.
And
I have a pink one and a blue one.
And I was wearing these leggings that are like a light
that
lavender.
Match your skin tone.
They're the color of this shirt.
So yeah.
So with my light pink butthole shirt and my like mauve really tight leggings, Corey was joking to me that I looked like a bung.
A little bit.
I looked like an organ.
I could see it
outside, and I'm like, I forgot I was wearing this. It says, "Ask me about my butthole."
Any questions?
It's for a bidet. He was like, "Okay, cool. I'll see you later."
Nice running into you. Okay, bye. Incredible.
Sorry, Zach.
Poor Zach. He's never doing that route again. He asks for a transfer. He leaves the state.
He quits UPS. He's been working there for like 15 years.
I can't do this anymore. It's just too much.
Okay. I bought a house, never went around to officially introduce myself. I started meeting some neighbors from being outside doing yard work. I consider myself polite, quiet. I don't have crazy parties or parties at all. People aren't coming and going at all hours of the night, and I mind my own business. Mm-hmm. An ideal neighbor.
Yeah.
About a year living in my home, a neighbor from across the street, I had met her husband, but never her, marches over and knocks on my door after a year of this person living there. At first, I didn't know who she was, so I decided not to answer. She eventually yells through the door and asks why I won't come talk to her. I turn on my doorbell camera and say, "Hello, I'm not able to come to the door, but what can I do for you?" She goes into a tirade of how she's never met me, she never sees lights on in my house, and she's concerned that it sits empty most days.
Okay, go fuck yourself.
I'm fairly shocked by this.
None of your business.
Yeah, I'm fairly shocked by this given I've never met her nor seen her before, and I do, in fact, live in the house that I purchased.
Sure
and
do.
I actually live in it every day.
I don't want to break this to you, lady.
I ask which house she's from, and that sends her over the edge. She yells about being my neighbor and how rude it is that I never introduced myself to her. I'm confused because I still don't know which house she's from, and again politely ask for clarification. This caused her to yell, quote, "If you don't know who I am, that's your fault, and you shouldn't be here. You need to move."
Oh, fuck off.
And with that, she walked away. I was so shaken up I didn't go out for the rest of the day.
Oh,
man,
honey.
I wouldn't want to go out either.
I know. I don't blame her. That's
her
awful.
Her husband knows me, and we've talked a few times when I've been outside.
And she's not married? She lives alone?
No, that's her husband.
Oh,
the person telling the story?
Yeah. That's what
I don't know.
Because that makes it even scarier. She is just living alone.
We don't know who this person is, so we won't gender them. But they don't mention a partner or someone living with them. He gave me the lay of the land about the people on the street, so I figured out which house she was from. When I figured out which house she was from, I was pretty shocked and upset. The next day, I decided to try and smooth things over. Uh-oh. She was passive-aggressive, but thanked me for coming over and stated that's all she really wanted. Mm-hmm. And I've never seen her in person again, but I have experienced her calls to the police claiming things like I egged her house, which no eggs were found on the house.
Oh, my God.
She said I stole some kind of light fixture from her front yard. And a personal favorite, I threw a party so loud it woke her up in the middle of the night.
Oh, I'm sure. But no other neighbor had a thing to verify that, interestingly enough, I bet.
None of which happened. All things I absolutely
She made
did
it
not
all
do.
up. Yeah.
Eventually, the police told her she will get fined if she keeps wasting their time. Mm-hmm. Not too long ago, I noticed their dog was running up and down the street with no collar on. I was able to collect him and walked him over to their house. The husband answered, quickly took the dog, didn't even say thank you, and shut the door. Ugh. A different neighbor saw the whole thing and came over to tell me how horrible these people have been to me and that they've been spreading rumors about me.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I don't plan on moving anytime soon, but Neighbors from hell are truly the worst, and I don't enjoy my yard nor my deck anymore.
Aww.
Hopefully, when I find the motivation to sell, I'll be able to find neighbors who aren't completely insane.
That's so sad.
To be robbed of your outdoor areas.
I know.
Gardening.
It's really fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how I felt with the neighbor. I just couldn't go in my backyard. I didn't want to go out and do anything.
No, I don't blame you. She was a loony. She was so mean to you.
Then we got a fence, and then she died. This last one is from Floofy Noofy.
Oh, okay.
The title is Neighbor Cut My Sunflowers.
Ooh.
I'll do my best to keep this simple. For several years, we've lived next door to a woman who rents half of a duplex. She is disabled, on oxygen all the time, has a home care worker, and is probably somewhere around 60 years old. We've had a distant but cordial relationship up until this point. In March, she gave me permission to use extra strength vinegar on ivy that grows from her side of the fence into our side of the fence and yard. The smell was strong but not intolerable. Some of the ivy died. She didn't want us using regular yard chemicals because she feeds an outdoor cat and did not want the cat to get sick. That's fair.
Yep.
And it's vinegar, so it's, natural. So what if it stinks? It's outside. My husband planted sunflower seeds on a small strip of land between our driveways. We got permission from her landlord to
The
plant
owner.
there,
Yeah.
although the sunflower seeds were put in on our side of the property. We also have a number of raised beds in our front yard with lots of flowers of different kinds. Sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, sounds lovely.
She told my husband a couple days ago that the bees, who have been visiting the sunflowers quite a lot, were bothering her cat when it was trying to eat. When she was talking about this, the cat was eating its food, which was several yards from where the sunflowers are.
Yeah.
He
Eating
told
just
her
fine.
He told her he didn't really know what to do about that problem. She also complained about some vinegar that I had put on a blackberry shoot that was coming up in our yard. She said it went into the air conditioning in her house and made it hard for her to breathe. She added that she didn't like the bees or the hummingbirds that were all over the place.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? That's like my dream garden.
I know. We like flowers.
Happy pollinators. It's so good for the ecosystem.
We like flowers, lots of colorful flowers, and we're trying to attract pollinators.
And does this woman let her cats just be outside? Maybe your cat should be eating indoors.
It's a neighborhood cat that she feeds.
Oh, okay. So it's not even her cat.
No, but it's fine that she didn't want the cat to not get into lawn poisoning.
That's not the issue. The issue is her complaining about the bees keeping her cat from eating. A, it's not her cat. B, no.
Right.
That's just not true.
That's what the husband was like, okay, sorry about that, bye. So husband got up this morning, opened the front curtains, and found that she had basically decapitated all of our 10-foot-tall sunflowers
I'd be so
at
pissed.
about 5 feet. She just chopped them in half.
That sucks.
Got rid of every single sunflower. The stalks are still alive. The flowers are gone. She put them in our organic recycling. She put them in their own bin.
Their compost bin.
He got me out of bed to look at this travesty. I have a fractured ankle and it's difficult to move around right now. He was very upset. He decided to call the cops and then went to work. A police officer showed up and I stuck to just the sunflower issue, as in they didn't bring up
all
the rest
other
of
things.
this lady's crazy fucking shit. I also love how the husband called the cops and then
left.
went to work.
I'd be like, no, if that's what you're going to do, you're going to see it through.
Fractured ankle right now.
Absolutely not. You are not dropping that bomb and then leaving the house.
I'd be so pissed.
100%. That was a fuck up on husband's part.
Yeah. Okay. So they stuck to just the sunflower issue. Cop went over to talk to the neighbor. She brought up the bees, the hummingbirds, and all the plants, along with the vinegar and her breathing problems, and she admitted to cutting the sunflowers. The officer told her she was lucky we were not going to pursue criminal charges. I had called my husband while the officer was there, and we decided against filing charges. The officer warned her, though, that it was considered criminal mischief and she could incur fines and would have to go to court if she did anything else. Now my husband wants to sue her in small claims court for $100 per plant. I don't know if it's worth it, but I'm absolutely not going to help her with anything else she might ask. She's fairly independent and keeps to herself most of the time, but she has asked for help occasionally. Mostly I'm venting, but if anyone has further ideas on how to handle this, please let me know.
Well, if your husband wants to go to small claims court, he can do it, not you. He can go ahead and finish that one out instead of leaving it in your lap like he did with the last thing. And no, I won't forgive him for that.
Oh my God.
Some
people.
Yeah, it's like,
some people's kids.
Life's too short to be driven to this kind of madness.
Some people are just so bored.
And have
miserable.
way too much time on their hands. It's so distressing. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, there's a little bit of nasty neighbors for you.
Yeah, thank you for that smattering. And let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors and then dive into my case to finish out the episode.
Love it.
So this is like an annoying time of year. Anyone who's survived August/September in the Midwest knows that at any moment it could be 1,000 degrees or it could be snowing. And so like temperature regulation, especially if you're like me and you've got one of those old South Minneapolis houses where like the attic has been turned into a bedroom. This is my struggle all year round, basically, no matter what the temperature is like having the bedroom temperature be perfect for sleeping. But Miracle Made has really made this so easy to navigate. So if you, throughout, the year, you're waking up too hot or you're waking up too cold, I cannot recommend highly enough that you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets, because Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and they use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating. So it's like your actual bed sheets are helping you sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. It's incredible. It's space magic.
And yes, she did say silver-infused fabrics.
Yeah.
These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth. So that leaves them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than like standard sheets. Mm-hmm. So there's no more gross odors. You don't have to feel like you got to change your sheets every few days just because you had a couple sweaty nights in them. And using these silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather, so you get better sleep every night. Quality is the name of the game when it comes to sleep, people. Mm-hmm. And if this is designed to keep your skin feeling clean, stop sleeping on bacteria, which can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable too. Like every time I wash them, they get softer. They also come without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels.
So upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/gals to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code GALS at checkout, you will get a free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund. So upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/gals and use code GALS to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/gals to treat yourself. And thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode. Listen, I have a feeling some of you listening may be part of the 30% of Americans who grind their teeth like at night without even realizing it's necessarily happening. And if that's you, then your smile needs protection. Your smile is so beautiful. There is no better solution than Remy's custom fit night guard. Both dentists and teeth grinders recommend Remy because a custom fit night guard is the best way to protect your teeth. Like just hands down, it's the way to go. And Remy is 80% less than the dentist. And it's also way easier. You could do it at home.
You literally do it at home.
Yeah.
So this is how it works. You receive your impression kit straight to your door. Remy gives you step-by-step instructions to get your perfect impression. I was having a little bit of issues because I have a very small mouth, so I contacted Remy. They right away sent me a custom video made by a real person who answered my questions. Their customer service is absolutely second to none. Remy then ships your custom fit night guard, which is made in the US in Las Vegas, again, straight to your door. You get your night guard back and you can start protecting your teeth right away. I use my Remy night guard because I am part of the 30% of Americans who grind their teeth. I one time woke myself up because I was clenching my teeth so hard in my sleep. So if that doesn't tell you what you need to know, my dentist had also mentioned something and told me how much a night guard from the dentist would cost. And I'm like, that's okay. This isn't a problem I feel like solving right now because it was so astronomical. So once we heard about Remy and this sponsorship, I was like, absolutely yes, this is solving my problem. And it's very affordable and very accessible. So if you feel like you could benefit from a Remy night guard, which by the way is so super thin, and because it's custom, you can barely feel it on your teeth. You gotta check out Remy. The best part is Remy is so confident that you'll get a perfect fit. They offer a 45-night perfect fit guarantee, or you get your money back.
It's the best. It's such a great service. So you got no waiting rooms. You got no overpriced bills. Just a better way to protect your teeth while you sleep. Try Remy risk-free at shopremy.com/gals and use code GALS to get up to 50% off your night guard at checkout. That's 50% off at shopremi.com/gals with code GALS. And thank you, Remy, for sponsoring this episode. I have always been a little bit of a baby about buying quality meat. I don't know what to look for. I'm not super confident in how to cook it. And I just feel like you're spending this money and it's like, am I getting something that's really good? Am I getting something that's high quality? Am I gonna have my hand held on how to cook this? And then in walks Butcher Box. And they're like, yeah, girl, I'm going to send you the most quality meat. And guess what? I'm also going to send you tips and recipes for how to cook it so that you can feel confident that you're doing it right. So if you are serious about fueling your body with the best, look no further, babe. Butcher Box has clean, high-quality protein without all the junk. Whether you're lifting heavy weights or lifting laundry baskets, Butcher Box just really helps you stay on track.
Butcher Box delivers better meat and seafood straight to your door, including 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, pork raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood. All Butcher Box proteins are sourced from partners who meet very strict animal welfare and sustainability standards. That means no antibiotics or added hormones ever. So whether you're feeding a growing family or trying to eat clean without the stress, Butcher Box offers curated or fully customizable plans that fit your schedule and your preferences. I also get kind of nervous especially when I'm purchasing and cooking meat, just because I'm married to a chef. And
yes.
I did have to call him the other day from the grocery store to make sure what I was looking at was skin-on chicken thighs. Because the packaging confused me and I just lost my confidence.
Yep.
And with Butcher Box, I know exactly what I'm looking at, number one. And number two, I know it's going to be the highest quality meats. And as a certified B Corp, Butcher Box is committed to high standards from how the animals are raised to how their team supports workers and reduces environmental impact. Plus, every box ships free always and includes member-only perks like recipe inspo, tips, and exclusive deals to help you make the most out of every meal.
And right now, Butcher Box is offering our listeners $20 off their first box and free protein for a year. Go to butcherbox.com/gals to get this limited time offer and free shipping always. That's butcherbox.com/gals. And don't forget to use our link so they'll know we sent you. No matter what your morning routine is, maybe you're working out, maybe you're showering, maybe you're having breakfast, maybe you're laying in bed. Extra.
Scrolling.
Maybe you're scrolling. Or maybe you're like oh my God, I need my coffee right now. Don't talk to me until I've had my coffee. Then you get ready for work, then you get breakfast kind of person. But no matter what that routine might be, we can all agree on one thing. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And you know who else it is important for? Your dog. That first clank of the kibble in the bowl in the morning.
Oh, they go wild.
That's an important meal for your pup. And just like you, your dog needs live nutrition to fuel their whole day.
Rough Greens is America's #1 dog supplement. It is packed with all the live nutrients your dog needs to keep them happy and healthy. So for a shinier coat, less scratching, better digestion, and more energy, Start your dog's day by adding a scoop of rough greens to their breakfast. Their long-awaited, high-reward breakfast.
Yeah, they've been starving all night.
Fetch a free Jumpstart trial bag today for your dog. It's a $20 value that you get for free. You just cover the shipping. Go to roughgreens.com or call them at 214-ROUGH-DOG. That's 214-RUFFDOG. Discount code GALS. Go to roughgreens.com. That's RUFFgreens.com. Discount code GALS. Rough Greens. So good, your dog will ask for it by name.
Ruff, ruff. Okay, so today I am covering the heartbreaking story of Jonathan Joss, who is a queer Native American actor and musician that you may not think you know, but if you watched King of the Hill or Parks and Rec, Lucy.
Oh, no.
You absolutely do know him.
I know the Parks and Rec. I told you about this guy when it happened.
Well, yeah, in our group chat, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know this case. It's terrible.
So his voice is iconic and his life was accomplished and deeply important and was also, of his own open communication, was marked by mental health struggles, some struggles with substance use. You know, it's definitely a case involving like an imperfect victim who nonetheless did not deserve what happened to him, and how lack of resources, lack of intervention, lack of taking things seriously when it comes to neighbor disputes can escalate to a truly terrifying place. And I'm providing really what we know about this situation, which isn't a ton because this just happened in June and a trial date has not been set. I'm sure a lot more will come out in trial, but where we stand right now, I'm operating with the information that I was able to find. And so if you have additional questions, I just might not be able to answer them. So born on December 22nd, 1965, a Capricorn, in San Antonio, Texas, Jonathan Joss came from a family of Comanche and White Mountain Apache descent. He pursued higher education locally, attending San Antonio College and graduating from Our Lady of the Lake University with a degree in theater and speech. He became widely recognized for voicing John Redcorn in King of the Hill from seasons 2 to 13, taking over after the original actor's death in 1996. So there was a different actor who voiced that character for the first season, and then Jonathan Joss took over in season 2.
I think he was my favorite character.
Yeah, that's fair. He was one of my favorite characters on Parks and Rec, too. He had also begun recording lines for the King of the Hill revival series that is set to release this year before his tragic death.
Oh.
He was very excited about this revival, and on the day of his death, June 1st, 2025, he had uploaded an Instagram video stating that he had just recorded lines for 4 new King of the Hill episodes, and this was a post that was met with a lot of excitement, obviously, from fans. And then this awful news came in just a few hours later. I mean, it's just baffling. Joss also notably portrayed the recurring role of Chief Ken Hotate in Parks and Recreation. And like I said, genuinely one of my favorite recurring characters on the show. So fucking funny. And he also made a lot of other television appearances, including Walker, Texas Ranger. I think that was one of his first roles. He was on Charmed.
Oh my gosh.
He was on ER. I just recently watched this episode on ER. Tulsa King. And he was in the films 8 Seconds, True Grit, and The Magnificent Seven. So he certainly had like an accomplished resume in acting and voice acting. Joss was also an accomplished musician and performed with the Redcorn Band, a nod to his famous King of the Hill character. He released albums such as The Redcorn Sessions in 2004 and Still No Good in 2006. And his off-screen performances even inspired King of the Hill writers to create the fictional band Big Mountain Fudge Cake, which his character led on the show. So while the sources that I read from did not explicitly label Joss as an activist, he certainly made a profound impact by publicly sharing his personal struggles and experiences, including with mental health and substance use. But he also spoke very openly about his own racial and sexual identity, which brought attention to issues of identity and discrimination. And at the end of the day, Joss's very existence was politicized because he was an openly gay Indigenous man. So while so many loved and appreciated him for who he was, some did not. And it's possible that one of those people who didn't was his own neighbor. So on January 23rd, 2025, Joss's San Antonio home was actually burned down. It was completely destroyed in a fire. He had either purchased or inherited this home from his parents, but he grew up in that house. Dang. And he lived there with his fiance. He'd lived there off and on the majority of his life. And everything was destroyed, and 3 of his dogs died in that fire. Oh. The fire did occur after the house had been vandalized. And some reports say that some of the vandalization had potentially caused electrical problems, but that the house was also not in the best condition, and that he had even said they had been using like a supplemental stove, but he's like, I knew that I had turned that off before we left the home for the night, and the home burned down. So it's kind of, we're not sure. Even the investigators aren't 100% sure exactly what started the fire. Mm-hmm. Like he said, Joss admitted it might have been his fault for leaving something on, but also because of the timing of the fire after his home had been vandalized, there's a lot of, consideration around whether somebody else was involved. And Joss's fiance, a man named Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, later claimed that in January, Joss accused their neighbor, Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez, who we'll get to, of burning down their house, although police records classified the fire as undetermined in nature. But according to Tristan, the fiance, he said, quote, the home burned down after over 2 years of threats from people in the area who repeatedly told us they would set it on fire. So I understand why he feels like this could have been intentional, but we don't know. And I'm not giving anybody the benefit of the doubt. I just don't want to spread misinformation during an active investigation.
I can't imagine how much guilt you would feel if you thought that you may have accidentally burned down your and your childhood home.
Yeah, it'd be a lot.
Did I turn it off? Mm-hmm.
Ugh. But even in the throes of this, awful situation that essentially left them unhoused, the two decided to get married on Valentine's Day in 2025, February 14th. Tristan said, quote, it was a very nice, simple ceremony, just me and him, and it really suited us. We were really, really proud to be married. And shortly after the wedding, it kind of went viral, I want to say, but I think got more popularity, this video clip, after Joss's death. But not long after the wedding, Joss made an appearance in the audience at the 2025 ATX TV Festival, which was in Austin, Texas, after not being invited to a King of the Hill panel with other cast members. So he showed up anyway, and during a Q&A session, he stood up and he announced to the audience that his house had been burned down and that he believed it was because, quote, I'm gay. And then he was escorted out by security.
Oh my God. I never saw that.
So following his death, his husband, Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, publicly stated that the killing was a homophobic hate crime. He alleged that the murder suspect yelled, quote, violent homophobic slurs before opening fire, and that he and Joss had reported homophobic harassment to law enforcement multiple times without action being taken. The San Antonio Police Department initially stated that no evidence of a hate crime was found, but San Antonio Police Chief William McManus walked back that statement really soon after, within a day, saying it had been made prematurely, that statement, and whether Joss's sexual orientation played a role in the shooting, quote, is part of the investigation. So they were quick to be like, no, that's not what this was. And then they were like, okay, we probably shouldn't have said that. It might have been a motivation. And there's police record of these reports that Tristan and Jonathan had made about their neighbor harassing them and using hate speech. So, make what you will about that.
Yeah.
The relationship between Jonathan Joss and his neighbors, and particularly Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez, was marked by a long-standing and contentious dispute where both sides complained the other was hard to live next to. San Antonio police records indicate officers were called to Joss's home more than 60 times in less than 2 years, both by Joss or Tristan themselves and also by neighbors, totaling in 66 calls that we know of dating back to September of 2023. So it had gotten bad in the last few years before this happened.
So what were the neighbors calling about?
Reasons for police calls to Joss's home included
Okay, here we go.
13 disturbance calls from neighbors. One where they said a gun was involved, one where they said a knife was involved. There were 10 mental health calls. And like I said, Jonathan Joss had been pretty candid about his mental health as well as struggles with substance abuse. There had been 9 calls regarding shootings or the sounds of shots fired in the area, 5 welfare checks, the fire call, and then other calls like, quote, patrol by and, quote, miscellaneous, like just go check on this. We think something might be happening. So a smattering. And I'm not sure which specific calls came from them and which specific calls came from the neighbors. But it sounds like there were a lot of calls going into the San Antonio Police Department over those 2 years.
Going on at their house.
About shit going on at their house in their neighborhood between these specific neighbors.
Okay.
Neighbors described Joss as, quote, difficult to live by and reported that he would frequently yell and make strange statements, sometimes appearing naked in the street. Joss's husband acknowledged that Joss could be loud, admitting that they would even play drums and sing late at night and intentionally make noise to combat neighbors who he said consistently harassed them. Quote, me and Jonathan would be out there late at night playing the drums, singing, being a nuisance, Tristan said. If you're going to make it hard for us to live here, you're not going to get any sleep. You ain't going to get no sleep, is what he said. So on June 8th, 2024, Alvarez, the neighbor that is the suspect in this case, called police claiming that Jonathan Joss had approached his house with a crossbow and hurled racial slurs at him. Joss confirmed that he did go to Alvarez's house to talk about their dogs that had been fighting, but he denied harassing him and denied having a crossbow on him. Police searched Joss's home and they did retrieve a crossbow, and Joss was booked on a criminal mischief warrant. So on May 24th, 2024, police confiscated on a call firearms that Joss and Tristan had in the home after reports of gunfire. In an earlier incident on October 10th, 2023, a 911 caller had reported Joss was naked in the street holding a rifle. Police found Joss nervous and confused, believing the CIA was tracking him, and confiscated 3 weapons for safety. So
Poor guy.
He's not here to speak to his own mental health diagnosis. I'm not sure what that was, but this certainly has a pattern of there being mental health issues, which could very much, obviously in this case, be contributing to behaviors that he's exhibiting in his neighborhood, which trust me, I completely understand the unease of seeing someone in your neighborhood with a gun. And I'm not saying it's not right to call the police. That's like exactly the situation that we had in our neighborhood, where one of our neighbors is mentally not well and was unstable and not taking their medication for their own, diagnosed mental health issues. And things culminated in a violent and very dangerous way. And it, opens up that conversation that Bill and I have had many times, because I wasn't in town when he experienced this. And so I don't have the same trauma from like seeing that happen and like being involved as a neighbor. But, there is agreement that like there's a lot of things that are fucked up about how that situation in our neighborhood played out. And we wish that things could have gone very differently. And there are a lot of details, again, that I'm omitting that Lucy knows about that contribute to like a lot of my anger and frustration, especially with the police around this situation. And at the end of the day, he's someone who needed help. That doesn't excuse his behavior, and he needs to atone for that. And he needs to make reparations to the person that he harmed. And he also needed to be medicated. And so like, if all of these things can happen, then that is community care. But obviously that's not what's happening in this situation that we're talking about today. So
not community care.
Yeah, exactly. So Alvarez, the neighbor, claimed Joss harassed him and his brother, even telling him he was, quote, coming for him, and that Joss was, quote, known to follow them around the neighborhood. Joss's husband, Tristan, also stated that neighbors would hurl anti-gay slurs and complain about them being loud and make them feel genuinely unwanted. And so he stands by like, yeah, there was some shit going on in our house, and yeah, we were out like making noise at night, but at least the noise part, he's like, I can tell you right now, was directly in response to how people were treating us as we were going through all this other shit in our household. So like I see on both sides, like before things escalate, where it's like, oh fuck, they're being loud at night again. Like
nobody's an angel in this whole thing.
No, it's the whole situation is deeply complicated and challenging from like a day-to-day experience as a neighbor situation. But like how you resolve that fucking matters. And this is obviously not the way. And I think everybody needed more help and support to be able to navigate this situation than they were offered. And had we been able to provide them with that, I think that the outcome could have been a lot different. Or I hope that it could have been. So the longstanding dispute culminated in tragedy on June 1st, 2025. Jonathan and his husband, Tristan, so this is after their house had burned down, just like a couple months later, but the house is still, being repaired, and they go back to their home to check their mail because mail is still being delivered there even while they're not living there. Upon arrival, they find the skull and harness of one of their dogs that had died in the fire, and they believed that these remains had been placed there by a neighbor to taunt them because they would have been back and forth to the house several times before this day. So I tend to believe that experience is true, that like they hadn't seen the remains before, they're there now. And seeing
and they're right by the mailbox.
Yeah. And seeing the remains caused severe emotional distress for both of them, and also for Tristan, who was like wailing, basically, like so upset. And then that, Jonathan is also very upset and allegedly starts marching up and down the street with a pitchfork and just yelling, like, basically, who did this? Who killed my dog? I kind of get it. I'm not going to lie. Like, if I came home to, like, Beans' skull in front by my mailbox in front of my burned down house, you better fucking believe I'd be screaming in the street.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I would.
Yeah.
There was even a quote that I didn't copy, but basically from Tristan that was basically like, I don't care how many pitchforks we were carrying. I don't care if we had pitchforks coming out of every orifice in our fucking body. That did not warrant the action that was taken by our neighbor. And I agree with that. You can call a third party to intervene if you got to call 911, whatever. Not that that's necessarily the best option, but it's like, that's a better option than showing up with your own gun and shooting your neighbor.
Yeah.
Minutes later, Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez, the neighbor with whom Joss had been feuding, pulled up to their property. And according to Tristan, Alvarez yelled, quote, violent homophobic slurs before firing at them. A witness heard 3 gunshots and saw Joss with wounds to his neck and torso. Joss's husband reported that Joss pushed him out of the bullet's path, saving his life, and that neither of them was armed. This is a quote from NBC News. Quote, I didn't want him to struggle and everything, so I decided to tell him I loved him. And despite the severity of everything, he was able to look up at me and acknowledge what I was saying, so I know he heard me. I just kept telling him, it's okay, you need to cross over, you don't need to keep struggling, you need to go ahead and cross over easy.
Oh my God.
Tristan said Jonathan's killer also had final words for the actor. He called him and his husband Jotos. It's a word that I am not familiar with, but is apparently a Spanish slur for gay people. Quote, I've been called that word while I was sitting on a bench with Jonathan eating lunch. And his husband, Tristan, is a Mexican man himself. He said, I got called that holding Jonathan while he died. So first responders arrived on the scene and Jonathan Joss was pronounced dead at the scene. He did not make it to the hospital. There was nothing that could have been done.
Did he get shot 3 times or were there just 3
There were
shots?
3 shots. He got shot at least twice.
Ugh.
Alvarez was arrested shortly afterward. When taken into custody, he reportedly told police, quote, I shot him. So he was not hiding it. He was clear that he had done it, but they are mounting a self-defense case for him. So Alvarez's attorney, Nico LaHood, later stated publicly that his client acted in self-defense and is, quote, completely innocent of any hate-based motive, strongly denying that bias played any role in the shooting. LaHood claimed the shooting had nothing to do with sexual orientation, but rather with, quote, a very long time of torment in the neighborhood. He asserted that Alvarez acted within his rights to self-defense and the defense of third persons as allowed by Texas law. Because, again, this is in Texas, so that could very well hold up in court.
God.
Sigfredo Ceja Alvarez was released from the Bexar County Jail on a $200,000 bond on June 5th of 2025. He is on house arrest. Currently, as far as I know, the conditions of his bond included the house arrest, random drug testing, and he is not allowed to be in possession of any firearms. As of, what I can find, certainly as of the end of June, Alvarez had still not been formally indicted on charges. And because this is so recent, I really don't have an update on the indictment, on charges, or a trial date. Things take time. He's home on house arrest. I'm sure charges are coming. But as we know, both, the prosecution and the defense have to be able to kind of mount, certainly the prosecution has to be able to mount enough evidence to bring this case to court. So we're probably just waiting for that period of discovery or whatever to be completed so they can mount their case before they move forward with the charges and official charges and the trial.
God.
So we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this case. And if he is found guilty by a jury, Alvarez faces up to life in prison. So obviously, Jonathan Joss's death has had an impact on everybody who knew him, worked with him, admired his work, admired his advocacy. It's all around a really fucking sad case, and somebody who probably needed a lot more help and a lot more resources than he was ever offered.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fucking tragic. It's senseless and sad.
It will be interesting to see if this is filed as a hate crime, considering how much evidence there is that it fucking was, but also it's Texas and it's hard to get things filed as a hate crime.
It's hard to get things filed as a hate crime anywhere because you have to prove the intent being that. And so yes, there is evidence, but there's also evidence that the neighbors were just at odds with each other. And so I think Alvarez is going to face charges regardless. I think that he will face potentially murder charges. My concern is more in the stand your ground laws of it all, because if he gets to just say, well, this guy was a menace and he's walking around with a pitchfork, and it's okay, well, then you could have just stayed inside your fucking house. But it's the Kyle Rittenhouse of it all, if Kyle Rittenhouse can get off, be acquitted.
That fucking guy.
I know. It just sucks to be able to look at a situation that I know we see a certain way, and I'm trying to hold all of the possibilities, but to know that there is an absolutely possible, plausible, maybe even likely outcome where this person does not really have to take any accountability for what happened here and just gets off because of stand your ground laws or whatever, that fucking sucks. That's also not justice. Nick Offerman, who worked with Joss on Parks and Rec, told People magazine in a statement that he and the cast were heartbroken, and that on the day they heard the news, they'd been texting about it all day. Quote, Jonathan was such a sweet guy, and we loved having him as our chief Ken Hotate. A terrible tragedy, is what he said.
Hotate.
I know. You gotta watch Parks and Rec. You'd love Ken Hotate. In a Facebook post, San Antonio-based Our Lady of the Lake University, Joss's alma mater, called him, quote, a trailblazer in his field. His work and advocacy have left a lasting impact, and his legacy will continue to inspire. And from the King of the Hill crew, they said, quote, his voice will be missed at King of the Hill, and we extend our deepest condolences to Jonathan's friends and family. And that came from the show's creators and producers, Mike Judge, Greg Daniels, and Saladin Patterson. And they put that out on their series Instagram page. But yeah, this is a really challenging story, and it was really, really hard on the queer community, the indigenous community. It just this hit a lot of people really close to home, and to peel back what was going on in the years leading up to it and seeing just how much it seemed like Jonathan was struggling, and, the contention in the neighborhood, which is not going to help your mental health. And you just feel like you want to live your life and you need help. And it's so much.
And when your neighborhood doesn't feel like your community, if they were walking around and getting yelled at and getting sworn at and hurled slurs at, it's right. Why would you? Of course you were felt a certain kind of way. That
absolutely.
Would be, it is a complex case, and I think it's good that you didn't shy away from the more challenging aspects of it.
I just, I really respect this individual and, you know, all the impact that they've had on the world in their all too short a life. And if he was brave enough to be open about what he was going through, then what, you know, we have to share the truth when we tell these stories, right? Mm-hmm. But, you know, it's just a really fucking hard situation. And I completely understand how this would impact so many communities so deeply and how there'd be a lot of anger and fear around the circumstances of Jonathan's death. Because if we take it for what his surviving husband is saying, you know, they didn't feel safe in his childhood home. He'd be living there on and off his whole life.
Yeah, that's... Ugh.
Oh, it's really fucked rough. Up. So we'll be keeping an eye on this as it develops, but that is my segment for Nasty Neighbors.
Well, what a segment it was. Well,
somebody's got to bring it down.
It's usually you.
Mm-hmm. It's a heavy mantle.
It wasn't even the fan pick.
No, it wasn't. I did this one to myself.
All you, baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you to Nakoa for your topic choice. This was an interesting one.
That was a fun one. I'm another one where I'm like, how have we never covered that before?
Hulk Hogan.
Many stories. Hulk fucking Hogan.
As if we needed another reason to think he was a jackass.
Rest in puke, Hulk Hogan. Bye.
Good luck, Davana, on your upcoming marathon. Again, yes. Why? But you do you.
We're proud of you, but we don't understand. We can't understand.
Keep going, sweetie. You're doing great.
You're doing great. You better win.
Yeah. If you
no matter what place you finish, even if you don't finish, you're winning in our hearts.
You better finish.
You'll probably finish.
You'll finish. You're fine.
Walk. Just walk. Who cares? Walk it off.
What are they going to do? Shut down?
Right. Well, yeah, they could. Walk. But still, just walk. Time yourself. Whatever. You did it. You're fine.
Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Wine and Crime. Our cover art is by Danielle Sylvan. Music by Phil Young and Corey Wendell. Editing by Jonathan Camp. Our production manager is Andrea Gardner. For photos, sources, and other resources, head to wineandcrimepodcast.com. You can follow us on all the socials at Wine and Crime Pod. If you'd like to show your support and get access to all sorts of wine-fueled bonus content, check out our premium channel at wineandcrimepodcast.com/uncorked. Cheers!